Well, hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. As I'm recording this, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I wanted to wish you, sorry for the weird lighting here. I wanted to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow. I'm grateful. My gratefulness is towards you all for being here, and my wish as we go towards 2019, if not before, is that if you're not in the paralegal field, that 2019, and again, maybe it'll be before that you land your job then, okay? And there'll be a lot of paths and a lot of changes as you go towards it. And you'll have to see yourself in a different light than maybe you see yourself today. How do you see yourself? That's the question. You know, there's a gentleman in the Bible in Judges, and let me give you the area that so you can look it up. Judges 6, in that area, where a gentleman by the name of Gideon didn't see himself as a warrior. But this is what the angel of the Lord said to Gideon while he was out in the field threshing wheat. He was a timid person. He viewed himself as a coward. He didn't see himself as a go-getter. You know, that's for other people. And this is what the angel of the Lord said. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said to him, "The Lord is with you, O valiant warrior." So I want you, and that's in Judges 6:12. So you can look that up in the Old Testament. And you can put that in Google and read it. And it might give you, kind of might spur you on to read that whole section, which is cool. But he became a warrior because he trusted in the path and the purpose that God had for him. So who are you trusting in today? And did you know that he has a path and a purpose laid out for you? Now, as you start going down this path towards this career, or it may be that you are already in it and you are already working as a legal assistant, legal secretary, paralegal, and you want to change into a different area of law, but you've been afraid to, but you're being pulled, you feel pulled to a different area of law. That is when you should know that. And now if you're basing it all on dollars, don't do that, because that can make you jump into something that you shouldn't be in. The question is, what are you feeling that you're connected to, that is a fit for you, that you have a passion for? What is it? There are people on here that have had a passion for personal injury, and they've gone into that field. I have people that have gone into several into personal injury, several into immigration, others into probate and estate planning. It's like that's in my book Legal Break-In. I talk about, you know, what you have to be concerned about, what matches your personality and how God made you. You know, for me, I liked personal injury a lot. I liked business law and working in that. I liked working where I had to prepare for trial. What other area? I really liked probate. Really liked that. Not as exciting to me as working a trial, but it's a calmer area, and sometimes you need those days where it's calmer. So I had to look at those areas of law. I had no knowledge of personal injury when I was in my first job. I wasn't in that area of law. So when I jumped into it in the second job, it was like trial by fire. I had to learn quickly. So how do you see yourself as you go down this path? What matches your personality? In my book Legal Break-In, I take you inside some areas of law so you can see what the day-to-day life is like if you worked in it. Hey there. Hi, Jemiah. Hi, GES. Glad you're here with me. So the question is, even as an introvert, extrovert person, and some people watching this video may be extreme introverts like I was as a child and into my 20s. And I call it something snapped. Well, I married an extreme extrovert. He's not introverted at all. And so there was this fearlessness that he had that it affected me. And so that made me be more brave. But I also started to trust God and what he had for me. And that made me more courageous and brave. So those feelings of, I don't know if I'm capable to go in this field. You really don't know your capabilities until you start to really trust him, and then you jump into it and you stretch yourself. That's when you find those things out. That's what, athletes fall down, get up, fall down, get up. You've seen it. You see it. Now we're in the football season, totally, right? Now we're into basketball, started this month. And you see people, there's a lot, basketball is more physical if you're not into that, and I am. Basketball is so physical, and there's a lot of trash talk, and there's a lot of beating the other person up, and there's, they're crashing into each other. Hockey's the same way, and they get back up. So how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in that warrior stance that I'm not going to let people around me stop me as I go towards my path and my purpose? I'm not going to let the naysayers and people who don't support me put me down. Now, tomorrow we're going into a big family holiday. If you're going to be with family, you and I both know sometimes there can be dysfunctional moments. Don't fall prey to that. And be careful about who you share your dreams and aspirations with. And sometimes in a family gathering like that, we can just lay it bare out there, and they are not so hospitable. So be careful who you share your dreams with, and especially tomorrow. Reel it back in and share your dreams and aspirations with people who get it. And there might be an auntie or a grandma who they're going to totally support you. But when families get together, there can be negative things that happen too. I'm sure you've experienced it. I have too, but I've fought to have in the past, and I still do, to have a peaceful time on Thanksgiving, because it's like one of my and my family's treasured times of the year, even more so than Christmas get-togethers. So see yourself in the light that the Lord sees you in. I made some notes as to what he says about you, that when you trust in him and understand that he's going to be by your side as you go out through this journey, he thinks you're a warrior and that you're valiant. He adores you. He loves you. He says so in his word. He has a purpose for your life. And if you trust in him, he'll give you that bravery and that courage to go forward. I used to sit in the car and think before an interview, what the heck am I doing this? And then I felt that God was saying to me, all they can say is no. All they can, all that can happen is that you're going to find out that this is not for you. Maybe the career wasn't for me, but I didn't find, okay, I'm going to find out if this is for me or not. And then give yourself some time, at least 6 months in a job to understand that this is something you love or you don't. And sometimes it can be the people you work with are in the fit, or it could be the area of law. So 6 months isn't even enough to know that. It may be that you're in the wrong law firm. So you have to weigh all that and be courageous and brave as you go forward, because I did it without support. And you can too. The support I had was from him, no one else. And then I got kudos later once I was successful. But the support needs to come before you're at that point when you need it the most. Excuse me. And that the person I got it from was God. And then other things will crop up in your life. You may you may be, encouraged to leave and go into, you may have this pull to go into a completely different area of law. One of the people on my page in Facebook, Paralegal Coffee Talk, said the paralegal field took her into counseling because she saw that in the area of law she was in, she loved counseling people. And it's not giving them legal advice, but just being tender and kind with them. And she saw that she was passionate about the counseling field more so than law. So you never know where this takes you, but you've got to put your toe in the water and go forward and be brave and courageous. Don't give up and keep going forward. And for my paralegal veterans, you know what? If you're miserable in the area of law that you've worked in for a while, it's time to make a change because you don't have to be unhappy. He has a better life for you out there than the one you're currently living. If you're not happy in your job with the people you work with and all of that, the legal field is no different than any other type of career. That be fussy, be kind to yourself, and have high expectations for the people you work with, and that they respect you. Demand respect, and be the warrior that he has, the role he's assigned to you, and you'll enjoy your life more. But trust in him, number one. Trust in him. All those things I told you about what he thinks of you, that's all in his word. He says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are unique, and he has given you gifts that you need to discover. If you don't know what they are, start going down this path and you will start to see what your gifts are. You have them now, but they're waiting to be discovered. So that is it for today. Thanks for being here with me live and on replay. I appreciate you all. Questions, comments, just put them below. I'm so grateful for you all for being here. Many of you may be new here to my channel. Thank you for being here. And for people who've been with me from the beginning, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I want you all to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Have some really good food. I appreciate you all. All right. I'll have to say I didn't catch who you were, but I saw that long comment and put it again, like type something else so I can read it, like say hi, and it'll come up again, because what it does on the phone is it fades out. So if you don't mind, say hi and then it'll come back up. So or I'll see it when I'll watch the video on replay and it will come up. All right, here we go. You're not too old. Oh, thank you, Lena, GES. You are not too old at 54. Okay, you're not. It's what you put into it. And you have to understand that as a paralegal, that you, even as an introvert, which I am, and I need to detox from people, and as an introvert, you know what I mean. But we have to deal with the clients day in, day out. We have to be a problem solver, which no doubt introverts or extroverts can handle. But it's the exposure to people and telephones and that type of thing that, and then getting the work done. And we don't have always a quiet place to work. There are times when I had my own office, which was perfect as an introvert. Having that time where the phones were taken off me and didn't have to answer them so much. And I actually in one law firm convinced a senior partner to bring on a college student, because this was in Tallahassee, where we had over almost 60,000 college students in the city between several colleges. And I convinced him to bring in maybe somebody that majored in business. And Florida State University has a job board, and you post that, you're going to, a job on there, you're going to get so many responses, but you'll get people who major in business and want, or they want to go into law and they want exposure to a law firm. So you get really good applicants. And we got somebody, that was just perfect, answered the phones. We taught her, how to answer the phones in a law firm, and that she kind of screened the calls that way, not to screen out clients, but I mean, it helped buy some time so that we could call back. And we might be working on something that we need to get done, and the phones are intrusive sometimes. So as an introvert, yeah, that's a pain in the neck, but it's part of the job. So, oh, thanks so much. Thanks for posting the hi on there, because that brings the comments back up, and it's just weird on the smartphone. So thank you guys. Yes, you're not, I can't say this enough. I had a lady take my course. I think she enrolled in June. I only launched this Paralegal Inner Circle course 3 times a year, 2 to 3 times a year. It's launching in January. And so go to my website. If you look at previous videos, I would say go back about, I don't know, 6 or 7 videos, look in the description box, and you'll see a link to my website, lesliesansonewilliams.com. But it's easier to click on the 12th. She is 60, but she freely said that, so I'm not saying anything out of turn. So don't think that 54 is too old. It's what you bring to the table and what you can say to the attorney that you know how to do. Yeah, it's, again, this whole thing, this video I did today is that whole mindset of ageism. Yes, I know it exists. I know it does. People assume things about me, even when I go through a fast food place. I'm very much of a techie. I have the app for Chick-fil-A, and I mean, big deal, right? But people assume that I wouldn't even know what an app was because I'm a lady of a certain age, right? I've designed websites. I'm a techie person. So that you don't need to be that to get into the legal field. That's just, again, that path and purpose for my life that helped me put up my own website. And so I manage that. I don't hire somebody to do that. I like doing it. And so what is it that he's pulling you towards? And it does, the age in that regard doesn't matter. Other people may try to put that barrier up. But the more that you learn and the more legal knowledge you have, doesn't mean go into school, doesn't mean that. That's why I created my course, because I don't want to see people go into debt unnecessarily to get into this career. You will hear that you have to go, but that's not true. And, one of the marks of a paralegal is to say, I will be a detective. I will find out. Well, you mean, Lena, what do you mean it's too late? You mean to get into the field, or you've already gone to school? I'm not sure what you mean by too late. Explain. So if I were, oh, okay. Well, I did too. Okay. Personally went through bankruptcy, had a lot of debt because of a business. And so, no, I totally, I was there. I was there. So, yeah, what I say is if you're in school and all of that, stay in. I had somebody enroll in my course who was just graduating from school and needed to get the practical side of paralegalism, which is what I teach. So, I said, look, pat yourself on the back. If you've already done that, or you're starting it, you're in the semester now, finish, okay? But watch my video, why I removed mention of my higher education. And, on my channel here, you'll see a little magnifying glass. Click on that and look for why I removed mention. I think if you put why I removed, it'll come up. That, I want you to watch that video. Very important that you watch that one, okay? Um, Questions, comments, post them later. Thank you for being here, and have great food tomorrow. I'd love to hear what you guys normally have. I know growing up in an Italian family, on my dad's side, I'm not Italian, but he was my mom's second husband, and I grew up with him. You're so welcome, Lena. Um, we had turkey, but we had lasagna if we went over my Italian grandparents' house. But my German grandmother, well, if we were at, if she was cooking, there was a lot of help for my grandmothers. So it wasn't like they did it all on their own. But we always had a turkey with the German grandma, and then all kinds of veggies and, the normal traditional meal. But on the Italian side, we would have wine, Chianti, and then some Italian dishes as well, besides the traditional turkey. So, because we were, my grandfather was born in Italy, and my other grandfather was born in Germany, but we took on the traditions, of course, of the U.S. And so let me know what you're doing. What do you have for Thanksgiving? My mother-in-law could not have a good Thanksgiving without creamed onions, believe it or not. That's a very English dish, and her background is that. So I'd love to hear what kind of veggies you're having. I'm making the turkey. Well, actually, we ordered it from the supermarket. Well, Jemiah, my daughter and my grandson are both vegetarians. So I'm making a lot of vegetables. And I'm going to have probably a raw spinach salad. And that's my grandson's request. He listed all the veggies. And after I close this video, I'm going over to my health food store to get broccoli and cauliflower. And then we're having green beans, carrots. What else? Then stuffing, mashed potatoes. My daughter's making the mashed potatoes. One type of pie, pumpkin. That's been the request. What else? Trying to think of what other veggie I had. Oh, I like to put out this gherkins, but also kosher dill and black olives as like a appetizer, little mini appetizer tray. But I'm probably gonna have 7 or 8 veggies. So yeah, that it's gonna be heavy veggies. Publix grocery store, because I do not make good gravy. I really don't. It's just a pain to me. And I have to be gluten free. So and I have like lactose intolerance as well. I'm gonna try making a gluten-free gravy for myself tomorrow. What else I'd like to hear what you're having. So Jemiah, you're vegetarian. I'd like to hear what's going to be on sweet potatoes too. Yeah. And who does green bean casserole? That's so popular. And sweet potatoes, right? Big. I went to look for a sweet potato pie, but they didn't have it. They were out, so I'm kind of disappointed. All right, guys, I love you all. I appreciate you. I'm going to do a video on Friday as well, even though it's Black Friday and it's going to be nuts. I am staying out of the strip centers and malls and all that stuff. That's no. I'm going to relax, and I will do videos on Friday for sure. And so take care. Thank you for hanging out with me live. I appreciate you. And I will see you Friday. Okay. Stay safe. It is frigid up north. And, but we got it easy down here, really. And I bundle up everybody if you're watching from up there, and praying for people in California, in Chico and Paradise. I was just there in that area in Southern California and Northern California 2 weeks ago. And right after we left, the fires went crazy. So I'm praying for you all, and know that my heart is with you if you're in LA, and have a great Thanksgiving in spite of all that, okay? So see you on Friday. Take care. Bye.